Good morning, all. I've had a lot of messages since my video this morning, and I'm going to get into Pastor Pawlowski from Calgary, Artur, and he was the pastor who made world headlines in Calgary, Alberta, my home province, where he powerfully exerts himself against Calgary police and AHS. Anyone who watches that video, I've put that in here, as well as I put a Polish constitutional expert who wrote an excellent article. I've been very fortunate, Canadians. I got to sit about 4.5 months ago on World Constitutional Forum of every nation in the world. I got to spend an entire morning with 3 of Poland's greatest constitutional experts in the world. I got to sit live with them very early in the morning, and on that great 3-day-long event, and I got to sit with these Polish experts, listen to all of their papers, and go absolutely into constitutionalism. What was fantastic about it is we're going to go through this example. If you watch the video, anyone who watches that video feels the power of Pastor Pawlowski go through and exert himself. That power, absolutely, yes, sure, his belief in Jesus is absolutely there, but there's more than that. There's more than that. The history of Poland that went through Nazi occupation, decades of Soviet enforced powers of occupation as well. They went through it for decades, and you could not break the Polish citizen because their enshrined preamble constitution was just too powerful. They absolutely have the greatest and most powerful source of the God clause pretty much in the entire world. Nazis couldn't break them, even though they did despicable human rights atrocities in Poland. The Polish people could not be broken. Soviets, yes, they freed them. The Soviet Union freed them, but then they went to administer their own enforcement and absolutely removed reference of God, however not in the regional constitution of what was Poland. They couldn't break the Polish citizens. Decade after decade, the fall of Soviet Union is tied to Poland as well too. And the Polish people have the power, the soul of a nation. On top of their belief in Jesus Christ, they also have the preamble power enshrined in every citizen. When they speak out against atrocity, every citizen of Poland, no matter where they go in the world, it's enshrined in them. Russia likes to say the DNA, but the reality is it's the constitutionalism, the preamble, the God clause, the supremacy of God. Poland has massive unionization. They have absolute freedom of association. That's never been an issue with the Polish people. And they're very religious. In fact, they are the most powerful Christian UN state in the entire world. I don't know if a lot of people know that or not. I have had the fortune of having the best academics of law from Poland go through this in the entirety just for little old me. I got that tremendous gift about 4.5 months ago, live, for myself, to sit with 3 of the best experts of Polish law from Poland. This is the tremendous gift I want to give all Canadians in the CCP party. Polish peoples, with that preamble, that God clause, that supremacy of God, even today, it remains. It's always remained, even when they were a region of Russia. Unions exist. It's very strong unionization in Poland, but absolutely so is religion. And there is no abuse of other religions Polish people have surrounded themselves with Christianity, specifically Catholicism. That is where they evolved to, but all religions are welcome. All of them, because of the supremacy of God. And no occupying power in any time in Poland's history has ever been able to break the people. Can you imagine the Nazis? Just like we all witnessed, we all watched, it was so extremely powerful what Pastor Pawlowski did. It went rampant through the USA. It hit major headlines. You can click on the video. I watched it in its entirety as it happened at Easter. But where does that power of the citizen come from? Sure, the belief in Jesus, but the entire nation has the power embedded in every citizen, no matter where they go in the world. And each citizen is able to harness the soul of their nation, and they're able to transmit that any time someone challenges their God-given right. Every Polish citizen born in Poland, whether they migrate or whatever, that goes with them. It's a tremendous, tremendous power that they can repel almost any evil on this earth, and have done so. And it's so fear-setting. Can you imagine the Nazis, no matter how much atrocity they tried to perpetuate on the Polish citizens, every single citizen could harness the power of its entire nation. All peoples under one power, one soul of a nation, and they can harness that. And that's what Pastor Pawlowski did. He didn't even think about it, whether the divine power that he believes in Jesus. He also has, even more than that, the divine power of an entire nation whenever he is challenged on supremacy of God. He can't help it. No Polish can. This is how they grow up. This is the strength of their nation that unifies every member of Poland. They have never been beat. They'll never be beat as long as they continue with that clause. Whether people like that or not, do you understand the power of having an entire nation's soul constitutionally defined for the people? Read Polish history. It goes back hundreds of years. Age of empires, kings and queens, they couldn't even break the people then. This supremacy of God began in 1300 for Poland. The supremacy of God has continued on through the generations for that country. The people are divine. The people are important. There is no man or woman in Poland higher or more ordained than any other. They put that supremacy in God. All are equal. And that is the power of the Polish. And you can see the fear in the Calgary police. You can see the fear in AHS. They've never experienced the might of a nation coming through one soul. One soul. It's not that we're diminishing Jesus. It's the fact that, yes, Pastor Pawlowski has the strength of Jesus, as he knows and loves that as well too. But he also has more than that. He has the entire constitutional soul of a nation, as do all Polacks. Almost all. 94.6% of the nation. And irregardless of those who don't believe in God or believe in God, even when they transitioned with Soviet rule to the new republic and that mighty force, they still had to adopt the God clause. They still gave supremacy of God, because you just can't break the soul of a nation, the soul of the people. It's impossible. Almost impossible. The USSR tried, the Nazis tried, many kings and queens in history tried, and since 1300, Poland has never been broken spiritually as a united people who embrace unionization very, very much largely. And there's never been any kind of government power to take that away from the people. They all coexist and function well with supremacy of God. An almost indestructible embedment in constitutionalism. It's entirely in the United States of America, and it's entirely in almost every single state in the USA. Supremacy of God is absolutely there. Sometimes they change the wording, but it is absolutely there. Soviet Union, now Russia, has absolutely adopted that too. They used to have the natural law, the fatherland, and in the environment. Putin switched that. One of his amendments was to put in supremacy of God. He just did that. That was part of the amendments that a lot of people like to criticize him for, but that is one power that the Soviet Union to Russia has now transferred to the new federation. Interesting. We'll see where Russia goes in the decades to come. This is a kind of a part two. I just thought you should all know that, and where Pastor Pawlowski gets his tremendous strength. Two things there, and the one critical is constitutionalism. Thanks, everybody. Share. It's very important. Bye now.